So when you and your partner are going through a rough time, there's this idea of no contact. And no contact is the idea of pulling away from your partner for various different reasons. And one of these reasons that often comes up is this idea of no contact for healing. So the idea is that you pull away from your partner or ex-partner in order to heal yourself, in order to be able to either return to the relationship stronger or walk away from the relationship stronger. Now, this idea of no contact for healing is actually a myth. And in this video, I want to break down why it actually could be causing a lot more damage to both yourself, your partner, and the relationship long term. So when it comes to breakups, it can be difficult to know exactly what to do. Do you stay in contact with your partner? Do you talk to them more about getting back together? Do you pull away? Do you try to work on yourself? There are so many different pieces of advice out there. It can be a struggle to know what to do. Unfortunately, there's a lot of advice out there that is going to cause a lot more damage. And one of these ideas, which I've spoken about before, is this idea of no contact. Now, there are many different versions of no contact and intents of no contact. But the idea is that for no contact, you pull away from your partner or ex-partner, whether it's to try to get them to miss you, whether it's try to get a reaction from them, or whether it's trying to heal yourself. The idea is that you pull away from your partner. Now, I've spoken about this a few times before, but ultimately, no contact is not something that I recommend to any of my clients. There's a lot of advice out there that is there to make you feel like you're empowered in especially a difficult, disempowering feeling situation. And this idea of no contact can feel quite appealing to a lot of people. It feels like you're doing something from a place of strength. You're doing something to heal yourself. You're doing something to grow and leave yourself in a better place than where you were during the breakup, especially when the relationship has started to break down and things can get a little rough, a little escalated at times. And a lot of people justify this no contact for healing as a healthy version of no contact. Unfortunately, this couldn't be further from the truth. The problem is that this idea of no contact for healing yourself, to go away for an extended amount of time, to cut off all contact with your ex-partner in order for you to be able to heal yourself, doesn't do what you think it does. I've spoken about this, the impact it has on the relationship, which I'll link to on the screen and I'll link to at the end of this video. But the idea that no contact is empowering to you is also a myth. Thinking that you can cut off all contact with your partner or ex-partner in order to rebuild yourself back up actually comes from a place of weakness and leaves you in a worse place overall. So first of all, I'm going to talk about why it's bad for you. And then I'm also going to talk about why it impacts your ex-partner as well. And especially if you're trying to repair the relationship, this is actually going to leave you both in a worse position. So the first thing to know is that when it comes to repairing and healing your emotions, building your emotional intelligence and emotional maturity, it comes from facing, not avoiding. So if you want to grow emotionally, if you want to build yourself back stronger, learning to handle difficult situations is going to be really, really crucial. Getting into the habit of running away or avoiding difficult situations is ultimately going to build a habit that reinforces this idea that you should run away from emotionally challenging situations. And there's a lot of people out there that will tell you the same thing. There's a lot of people out there that will say, screw them, they don't deserve you, or they don't know what they left behind, all of these sort of things, and tell you to walk away from the relationship. The problem is that by walking away and doing this no contact, cutting off all contact in order to heal yourself, this is what's known as avoidance. This keeps you stuck in suppressing your emotions rather than developing true resilience. What it does is it teaches you a habit of walking away from difficult situations that are challenging to your emotions. Although it may feel like a healthy thing to do to walk away and to cut off all contact because things are difficult between you and your ex-partner, this starts to rewire your brain that you should walk away from emotionally challenging situations. And this, unfortunately, means that this habit will be brought into future relationships as well. If this has been something that you've done before in the past, then you're going to build this habit and bring it into the next relationship. The next thing is that real closure comes from understanding, not silence. So a lot of people think that time heals all wounds, but in reality, it's actually the understanding that heals. So if you are even remotely confused about why your partner and you broke up, cutting off all contact in order to heal is only going to give you the information that you already have for yourself. So you're going to fill in whatever gaps you have within your knowledge with your own information. You're not going to receive any new information. You're not going to feel that discomfort from your partner or ex-partner and gain that extra perspective that you will ultimately definitely be missing. Next, the brain craves resolution. So there's a concept called the Zeigarnik effect, which shows that the brain fixates on unfinished business. So when you're cultivating this no contact, if you're cutting off all contact and trying to block your partner in order to heal, this actually can prolong your rumination. This keeps you emotionally attached. So when you're trying to heal yourself, ultimately by creating a purposeful barrier, you're creating essentially a taboo situation that your brain actually craves. It's kind of like, if you think about it, when you tell a child that they're not allowed ice cream, it makes them want the ice cream even more. And this is what happens when it comes to using no contact for healing. You're forcing yourself into doing something that you deep down don't want to do because you wanted to be in that relationship. You're creating this taboo situation that actually creates a deeper emotional attachment to your ex-partner. It creates an open loop that your brain is looking for some sort of closure on. This is why staying in contact with your ex-partner is actually a healthier way of healing. Next, if you are cutting off your ex-partner and doing this no contact for healing, you learn the wrong lessons about how to navigate discomfort within relationships. So if you only heal by cutting people off, you're going to struggle in future relationships. This is what we touched on before. When any conflict arises, you're going to get into this habit of walking away. Staying in contact with your ex-partner whilst building that trust and respect and systematic relationship. Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but the underlying relationship. It trains you to handle your emotions maturely instead of using avoidance. Next, I want to talk about the power of reframing. So being able to directly face an ex and be able to handle being in the same room and talking with them, or even talking through text message, it allows you to reframe. So staying within contact allows you to see them as a human being, not as a symbol of pain or as a symbol of perfection. And this ultimately helps the healing process within you. It stops you from idealizing them or demonizing them, and you learn to accept who they are as a human being and be able to process your emotions healthily. If you cut off all contact, it stops you from building emotional regulation skills. It actually makes you dependent on external distance to regulate your emotions. So you stop learning to regulate yourself in real time. And this is really crucial for long-term emotional stability in future relationships. Being able to learn the skills to regulate in real time is crucial. But if you're doing this no contact for healing, you're not learning to regulate your emotions in real time, because if you meet up with your partner again, you may have learned some emotional processing skills, but you've not learned how to regulate them in real time. Next, if you cut off contact from your ex-partner, you stop from learning how to redefine and evolve a relationship. A lot of people get this idea in their head that when a relationship ends, it needs to end in permanent separation. But 99% of relationships are able to transition into different versions of themselves. By cutting off contact with your ex-partner, it stops you from learning this adaptability. And it stops you treating other people as disposable. It allows you to still be able to see them as a human being and be able to sit in the temporary discomfort of a relationship that is evolving into something else. Now, this doesn't mean that it has to evolve into a friendship or even evolve into getting back together, but being able to learn the skills to adapt and evolve this relationship is a life skill. Next, if you do this no contact for healing, it stops you separating love from attachment. So love isn't the problem. Attachment and unhealthy patterns are. So being able to face your ex-partner whilst working on yourself can help you detach from unhealthy dynamics instead of running from them. So being able to face up to your worries, your fears, your flaws, your bad habits, the things you want to grow about yourself, allows you to develop the skills to be able to detach from them rather than avoiding them. Because ultimately, running away creates a fear of relationships. So if every time you feel pain, you cut someone off, you reinforce this idea that relationships are unsafe things to go through. Facing tough emotions while staying connected to your partner helps to rebuild a secure emotional foundation. But if you're wanting to heal the relationship with your partner, it's even more important to understand how no contact can affect them as well as an individual and within the relationship. Doing this no contact thing creates an emotional whiplash. This abruptly cutting someone off can create an emotional shock and this unresolved pain within your partner. And this isn't a good thing. You don't want to cause more pain if you're trying to repair the relationship. Navigating the relationship healthily and being able to grow yourselves individually helps both partners process their feelings in a way that doesn't feel so whiplashy, right? Staying in contact with your partner also helps to provide clarity instead of confusion. A lot of breakups leave a partner confused about what went wrong, about their own feelings. It can allow negative feedback loops and worries, rumination to develop within their mind. But staying in contact and having crucial conversations can help not only you, but your partner also make sense of the situation instead of having this thing spiral in uncertainty. Because ultimately, if you are on a growth and healing journey, staying in contact whilst you're growing can help them process the relationship healthily. Staying in contact with this emotional awareness helps them to process the breakup as a learning experience at the same time. And it actually encourages, through leading by example, self-reflection instead of blame or resentment. If you're staying in contact and learning how to develop and navigate this relationship moving forward, this helps you both to emotionally heal and carry less baggage towards each other. This builds trust back up and helps to heal emotional wounds into your future relationship. And instead of you feeling like a victim, you can end up feeling more empowered to grow. And like we said, it works for your partner as well. It helps to break this cycle of avoidance that a lot of people get into. This idea of having to avoid pain actually ends up weakening us and causing us more discomfort and hurt and pain in the long term. And this discourages this unhealthy dependency. And ultimately, which is what a lot of my members have found, it can transform the relationship into something new, developing a 2.0 of the relationship rather than simply walking away and cutting it off completely when it's a perfectly good relationship that just went through a rough patch. And ultimately, this is what my members and I work on, is developing these skills while still being able to navigate the relationship at the same time. It doesn't have to be either or. You don't have to walk away from a relationship in order to heal and grow yourself. And this is really crucial for long-term relationship skills. If you ever want to be in a relationship again, learning these skills deeply and healthy habits is going to be crucial. Doing no contact, even for healing, is going to set you back in a massive way. And if you do want to join the members and I, then join my Relationship Bootcamp, where you'll learn the same steps and tools that all of my members start with for repairing, rebuilding, and regrowing their relationships. All you have to do is click on the link in the description to grab your spot. And a lot of people can think to themselves, well, actually, my partner is doing no contact with me. That's unhealthy. They're creating this unhealthy dynamic. But this is part of the healing journey and growing journey, is understanding why they are feeling like they have to do no contact. If your partner or ex-partner is stonewalling you right now, wanting to cut off all contact, being able to develop the emotional maturity and skills to be able to navigate that is part of your growth journey. I've actually done a deeper dive video on this. Learning and understanding how to navigate this in a healthy way is going to help not only heal the relationship long term, but also help you grow and develop your emotional maturity and emotional skills and heal long term as well. So I'll leave you with that deep dive video, and I will see you over there.